Assalamu alaikum. My name is Tahir and you are watching live HR Consultants Pakistan. आज का मैं अपने सबसे पहले व्यूवर्स को इन्फॉर्म करना चाहूँगा कि जो हमारा सेशन होने जा रहा है एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट सेशन है रिलेटेड ऑस्ट्रेलिया। बहुत सी हमारे पास इंक्वायरीज प्लेस हुई थी रिलेटेड मैक्वारी यूनिवर्सिटी से। स्टूडेंट्स जानना चाह रहे थे आइल्स से रिलेटेड, फी स्ट्रक्चर से रिलेटेड, यूनिवर्सिटी से रिलेटेड, कोर्सेज से रिलेटेड, और जो सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ थी कि कोविड-19 से रिलेटेड जो कमिंग इनटेक्स आ रही हैं वो क्या ओपन होंगी नहीं होंगी, मैक्वारी यूनिवर्सिटी एडमिशन प्रोसेस कर रही है नहीं कर रही है। तो एक बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त न्यूज़ के साथ आज हम लेकर आए हैं हमारा सेशन, और हमने आज स्पेशल इनवाइट किया है हमारे मैक्वारी यूनिवर्सिटी के इंटरनेशनल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव मिस्टर रमला। थैंक यू सो मच, आपने हमें ज्वाइन किया। और इसी के साथ हमारे साथ आज अवेलेबल है मिस्टर रेहान, हमारे HR के सीनियर एडमिशन ऑफिसर है। और थैंक यू टू बोथ ऑफ यू दैट यू ज्वाइन अस टुडे। और आपकी स्पेशली हमारे जो इंक्वायरीज हैं, जो जिन्होंने इंक्वायरीज प्लेस की हुई हैं, व्यूअर्स हैं जो जानना चाह रहे हैं स्पेशल मैक्वारी यूनिवर्सिटी से रिलेटेड, तो अपनी क्वेरी को फ़ौरन से कमेंट सेक्शन में प्लेस कीजिए। ऑस्ट्रेलिया से रिलेटेड जो भी मैक्वारी यूनिवर्सिटी से रिलेटेड आपको इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए, आइल्स से रिलेटेड, जिससे मैंने भी बताया बहुत सी ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जिस पर आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे। तो आपकी जो भी क्यूरीज आप फ़ौरन से प्लेस कर सकते हैं 034647474043 पर, या नीचे कमेंट सेक्शन पर कर सकते हैं। जी रेहान साहब, नाउ ओवर टू यू, आप कंटिन्यू कीजिए।
Thank you so much, Tahir. Thank you for inviting us. And students, आज हमारे साथ मैक्वारी यूनिवर्सिटी के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हैं, मिडिल ईस्ट एंड साउथ एशिया के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव मिस्टर रमला ताहिर, और वो आज मैक्वारी यूनिवर्सिटी के हवाले से आप लोगों के क्वेश्चंस FAQs को क्लियर करेंगी और कुछ नई डेवलपमेंट और जो कुछ नए कोर्सेज एंड न्यू इनटेक्स और एंट्री रिक्वायरमेंट्स और स्कॉलरशिप अपॉर्चुनिटीज के बारे में आपको बताएंगी। So over to you, Ms. Ramla. Please carry on.
Thank you so much, Tahir, and thank you so much, Rehan, for the introduction and also for having me here. I would also like to thank all of the viewers who are watching us today. I hope you guys are safe and well wherever you are. आज का जो सेशन अरेंज किया है वो particularly is arranged because we want to give the most current and updated information about studying in Australia, and in particular studying at Macquarie University, which is a Sydney-based university. So I know whoever's watching us, a lot of you may have been interested in studying in Australia this year, but aap logo ke plans disrupt ho gaye because of this COVID-19 pandemic. So still we saw a lot of students join Macquarie University while they were still in country in Pakistan, and we had a great online session for them. So we still have some intakes for this year. So in case aap log apni study commence nahi kar sake, या कोई undergraduate के students हैं who just got their IB results or their A-level results, they can still start this year and then commence their studies onshore in Australia next year, or they can start next year. I mean, there are a range of options available. So first of all, I would like to start with some great news. So Australia की जो COVID-19 की situation है, as you guys would know, is very, very much in control. There are less than 1,000 active cases. In fact, there are only 850 active cases right now. And the Australian government and all the Australian universities are working really hard to bring back our international students on shore. The government of Prime Minister Scott Morrison has actually initiated a pilot project as well. And very soon, early next year, in fact, you would see a lot of the students coming back on shore, the borders reopening. It would be a gradual, a phased approach, aista aista se, jisko kehte hain, lekin the government has shown a lot of flexibility. So जो सबसे बड़ी good news है for students out there is the Australian government has now recommenced granting visas. So you can start lodging your visas, your student visas, and get them in time. They are giving a lot of flexibility. There's extended timelines for biometrics, for completing your IELTS, for doing your health checks, and then whoever is offshore and studying online however many units they would be studying online while they have a student visa, that would all be, it would be counted towards their post-study work visa as well. So basically, this goes to show that the Australian government is, very, very, serious towards the international students, making sure that there is no disturbance in their education, there's no more disruption. उसके साथ साथ एक और जो great news है from Macquarie University, Sydney, is that this year we are doing an additional intake. So normally our intakes are in February and July each year. So we have two main intakes for bachelors and master direct entry programs. And then we also have an October intake for students who are coming for diploma and foundation programs. But this year, looking at the demand and looking at how this pandemic has played out, we have an additional November intake. So it's called session 3 or term 6 for diploma and foundation students. So the great news about this intake is that it is fast-paced and it's only 8 weeks long. So usually, a semester is way longer. So it's an intensive, fast-track way for you to study 1 or 2 units while you're still offshore in Pakistan, and then join us early next year once the borders reopen. Again, I would like to remind all the students that please, you can leave your questions in the questions tab in the chat section, and we'll take those questions one by one, okay? So now what I'll do is very quickly with those news, I would first, we'll do a structured discussion. So I'll first introduce to you Macquarie University, and then I'll show you the kinds of programs we are offering. What are the entry requirements? What are the scholarships? What are the application deadlines? All this kind of information. So let me load a quick presentation. And towards the end, I would start taking your questions. So Rehan, can you see my screen? Is it loading?
Yeah, I'm seeing your screen.
Okay, I can't see it. Wait, hold on. All right. Oops. Yeah, perfect. So can you see the, is it full screen, isn't it? No, sorry. My system is working its way, so perfect. All right, so as you guys know, I'm the official country manager and representative of Macquarie University, based right here in Islamabad. I'm also a student from the university, so feel free with the kind of, I used to be a student, I'm an alumni. I graduated with my master's degree from Macquarie in 2013. So feel free to leave all sorts of questions. You can also ask me how life is at Macquarie University. So just quickly, where we are based. So Macquarie is, can you see, sorry, sharing is paused. Can you see my screen, guys? Can you see it moving?
Yeah.
Oh,
जी
sorry
बिल्कुल,
about that.
मिस्टर अब्दुल, स्क्रीन आपकी शेयर होगी, ये हम देख सकते हैं. Please carry on.
All right, guys. So first of all, where Macquarie University is located, we are located in the gorgeous city of Sydney, Australia. You can see the beautiful Harbour Bridge and the Opera House. We are not too far away from these Australian monuments. We're just 13 kilometers from the Harbour Bridge. So it literally takes 20 minutes by train to reach the university. You guys know Sydney is one of the top 10 most safest and most livable cities in the world, and it is one of the leading international student destinations because of how vibrant it is, how diverse it is, and also how many economic opportunities there are for graduates and for our students. Ranking wise, Macquarie University is one of the top ranked leading universities, not just in Australia, but around the world. So we have global recognition. The university is ranked in the top 200 in the world by Times Higher Education. To be exact, we are ranked number 195. So it is a top 1% ranked global university. We are also ranked #1 in Australia for graduate employability rates by the QS rankings. And this is very, very pertinent and relevant to our students. It goes to show how in demand Macquarie University graduates actually are.
Ms. Ramla, sorry to interrupt you. Kindly run your slides parallel as well. आपकी slides
They
के साथ,
are running. मैं वही आपको कह रही हूँ कि sorry. वही I was looking at.
जी आप बिल्कुल continue करिए.
Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, ranking wise, as I mentioned, we are ranked in the top 1% world universities, and we are the leading university for graduate employability rates. Here I have some quick facts about the university. So it was established in the year 1964. So it is a relatively young university, which makes it extremely modern and agile. Our campus is a beautiful parkland campus. You can see a picture of the Macquarie University lake here, and students are just lounging in the sun. It's over 300 acres of beautiful campus, making it Australia's largest university campus. We have over 45,000 students from over 100 different nationalities on campus. Close to 11,000 are actually international students. So there is a very good international to domestic ratio of students. And then we have graduated almost 184,000 alumni who are working in great positions around the world. We have more than 300 companies that are located around the campus. I'll show you a picture of the campus in just a second. So it is a business and technology hub. It's a great, innovative center. It's a high technology precinct. And we offer students a lot of work placements. We have more than 30,000 work placements and community experience partners, and more than 150 partner universities offering student exchange opportunities as well. So here's a very quick map of Sydney. So Sydney is a very beautiful coastal area. Here you can see the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and just 13 kilometers from there is Macquarie University North Ryde campus. We also have a small city campus for accounting students. And accessibility is not an issue. We do have our own metro station, so Macquarie University train station. Anywhere you're working, living, you can easily get to your campus quite easily. And this is the actual aerial shot of the campus. As I mentioned, it's 300 acres, so it is quite a huge space. You can see some of the companies that are located around the university, and we've earmarked some of those. So you can see the global head office of Microsoft located across the campus. You can see Philips, you can see Singtel Optus, which is a telecom giant, Johnson & Johnson, NAB, which is a bank, and Fujitsu. We also have our on-campus teaching hospital. So Macquarie University Hospital is a non-for-profit hospital. Here you can see the Macquarie Graduate School of Management, which is one of the top graduate schools. At the heart of the university, you can actually see the Macquarie University International College. So we offer our own pathway programs. So anyone who's looking for foundation or diploma studies, they are actually university students from day one. So they don't have to go off in another location. They're located very centrally at the university. You can also see the business incubator here. So just very quickly before moving on, I would like to highlight the significance of this area. So as I mentioned, the university is surrounded by 300 companies. So it is called Macquarie Park Innovation District. It is home to around 45,000 jobs. And we have very strong industry partnerships with not just this area, but across the globe. As I mentioned, there are 30,000 work placement partnerships. So, it gives students industry connections from day one as well. Very quickly, I'll run through a few photos from the university so you guys can see the kind of like campus there is. This is our Business Incubation Center. Here you can see our Macquarie University Spatial Experience, or as we call it, MUSE. MUSE is where, you know, students come to study or just hang out, have lunch, or, you know, connect to the central Wi-Fi system. Here you can see one of the rooms in the Macquarie University International College, so our college. Here is the newly developed Faculty of Science and Engineering building. There's been a lot of new construction happening around the campus. This is a bit of an old picture now. This is the cafeteria area, the campus common, but we have upgraded our central courtyard. So I'll update my presentation with some new pictures of that. So there's a lot of places to hang out and have fun. It's a really vibrant campus. So that's basically the long and short of the campus. Now, speaking about intakes, as I mentioned before, we are having another intake this year. So it's the November 2020 intake. It's a fast track, it's intensive, and applications are now actually open. They will close on the 23rd of November. I'll speak more on that a little bit later. We also have an intake in February 2021. So applications are also open for the February intake, and they will close on the 7th of February. So Rehan, there's no questions so far, right? I can jump straight into our session 3.
मैं आपको क्वेश्चन एक है, मुझे ये काइंडली बताइए कि जो नवंबर इनटेक है ये सिर्फ कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स के लिए या इसमें कोई बैचलर और मास्टर्स के कोर्सेज भी इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं आप?
It is for college as well as bachelors and masters. So I'll start with that now. Basically, we have a selective programs being offered on this, all of the college programs, but some masters and bachelors as well. I'll show you the complete list shortly. So basically, session 3 is an intensive session. It's going to be 8 weeks long. And you guys can commence and join us on campus when travel restrictions are lifted. You can start your study online. This way, you can also secure your scholarship. And it would be a scholarship not just for session 3, for the entire duration. And you can receive a transcript and full credit for the units completed online, and maintain your progress towards your study and career goals. Basically, this is for students who, you know, wanted to start this year, but they couldn't. They still have time. They can still start. They just got their results from A-levels and they can get a head start. Or anyone who wants to, you know, do a few units beforehand, like you can study 1 or 2 units. It's just 8 weeks, you guys. It's a very, very fast track program. So these are some of the key dates. So as I mentioned, for our November intake, and it will be 8 weeks, there is going to be a 1 or 2 weeks break in the middle. So it's going to be 4 weeks, 1 or 2 weeks break, and then 4 weeks. And you guys would wrap up by January 2021. And then you can do the next session in February 2021. So the application close on the 23rd of November. The acceptance deadline is the 25th of November, and orientation day, we will be having an online orientation. It would be on the 26th of November. Now, one great thing that I would like to mention here is that the census date. So typically in every semester, we offer students a census date, which is, you know, a kind of like a free trial period. So because usually the census date comes 1 month after your class commencement date, but since this is an intensive semester, it is a shorter semester of 8 weeks. So the census date is 2 weeks after. So it's going to be 14th of December for postgrad and undergrad students, and 15th of December for our college students. So it's going to be a free 2-week period that you can enroll in session 3. If you don't like it, you can withdraw or defer to February 2021 intake. And there's no financial or academic penalty for that if you do it by the census date. Okay, so it's kind of like a free trial version. And what I would also like to point out here is that in the July 2020 session that's just passed, we did online study as well. And very small percentage of students actually withdrew. So they were really satisfied with the online learning and teaching model because it is a very strong one. Macquarie University is actually a leader in online learning and teaching, and we have decades of experience. So it's very rarely that a student does drop out, but you still have that kind of cooling off period. Now, I have mentioned a web link here as well. It's a dedicated landing page that you guys can check out to see what kind of programs there is. There's a FAQ section, so frequently asked questions, anything that you might want to know. Now, Rehan, coming to your question about which programs will be offered this November. So first of all, in the foundation and diploma space, we are offering all the programs. So it's all of our diplomas. As you know, we are offering 4 kinds of diplomas in 4 streams. There's the arts, media and communication, commerce, engineering, and IT. And then we have the standard foundation program and the intensive program. So all of these will be offered in November. For undergraduate, this is a comprehensive list of the programs that we are offering. So from the prestigious Macquarie Business School, we have the Bachelor of Commerce, all the majors available, Bachelors of Business Administration, Business Analytics, Applied Finance, Actuarial Studies. From the Faculty of Science and Engineering, we have the Bachelor of Cybersecurity, we have the Bachelor of Engineering Honors, all the specializations are available. We have the Bachelor of IT. We also have the Bachelor of Professional Accounting from the Business School. In the Faculty of Arts, we have the Bachelor of Arts. We have over 50 majors available there. Bachelor of Marketing and Media, Bachelor of Media and Communications. So there's a huge range available. In the postgraduate space, we have the 2-year course duration masters. So Master of Accounting, Master of Banking and Finance, Masters of Business Analytics, Masters of Commerce, Data Sciences, IT, both in cybersecurity and networking, international business and professional accounting. You can choose your stream, ACCA, CPA, CA. And then we have the 1-year masters as well. 3 of them we are offering here. So the Master of Law, Master of International Trade and Commerce, and Master of Media and Communication. And of course, we have some double degrees as well. You guys know that Macquarie University is very unique in the sense that we offer a range of double master programs. So in 2 years, where normally students complete 1 master, you can actually complete 2 masters in the same duration. And these are some of the double masters that we're offering for the next intake. Okay. So that's basically the courses that are offered this November. But I would like to remind my viewers that there are over 220 plus undergraduate and postgraduate courses for the February 2021 intake. So if I've not mentioned the program that you're interested in, most likely you can come in February 2021 intake. Session 3, November intake is kind of like a small intake. So we're only offering a select number of programs. You can always visit your nearest HR consultant's office and speak to a counselor regarding your program of interest and your entry requirements. Bring in your documents, talk to your counselors. They are our official representatives, of course. So again, make up your mind whether you want to start soon or you want to do a February intake. Sorry about
Yes,
that.
Ms. Ramla, I have a question.
Yeah.
आप मुझे ये बताइएगा कि अभी रिसेंटली जो आपने मास्टर्स प्रोग्राम के बारे में बताया है, ये सारा पोस्ट ग्रेड के बारे में स्टूडेंट्स को, इसकी जो अब जो इनटेक डेट है, फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे आप नवंबर के बारे में बता रही कि इनटेक होगी, तो इसकी जो लास्ट डेट है वो कब स्टूडेंट्स अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, लास्ट डेट ऑफ सबमिशन क्या है, कौन से डॉक्यूमेंट्स रिक्वायर्ड है, क्योंकि कुछ ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स भी होते हैं जिनकी जो वेटिंग कर रहे होते हैं, लास्ट सेमेस्टर का रिजल्ट वेटिंग कर रहे होते हैं, तो क्या वो
जी
अप्लाई कर सकते हैं या नहीं कर सकते?
जी
और
डेफिनेटली
ये
ताहिर,
स्टूडेंट्स के लिए ना
thank you for that question. So basically, applications abhi open hai, or they would close on 23rd of November.
23rd।
Acceptance deadline would be 25th, यानी कि उससे थोड़े दिन बाद acceptance deadline है. लेकिन 23rd November तक students can still apply. अभी कोई अगर उनका, for example, a student has come on with 7th semester results. So they have the transcript, the official transcript from the university, or 7th semester, they can still apply. 8th semester का result को बाद में दे सकते हैं. We give them a full offer with condition. And that is a full offer. So they can accept their offer. They can, get their confirmation of enrollment. जिसकी basis पे they can file the visa. They just have to give their, final semester results before enrollment of classes. So we give students plenty of time and flexibility. अगर किसी की degree नहीं होती तो वो university के जो letterhead पे उनको completion letter मिलता है उसकी basis पे कर सकते हैं. अभी तो स्टूडेंट्स जिन्होंने ए लेवल्स और एएस लेवल्स करे थे उनके रिजल्ट्स आ चुके हैं. यूजुअली अगर उनके रिजल्ट नहीं आते तो यूनिवर्सिटी हैज अर्ली एंट्री स्कीम्स एज वेल. प्रिडिक्टेड ग्रेड्स पे भी हम स्टूडेंट्स को दे देते हैं. सो I would like to tell the students, don't worry about your missing documents. Even the Australian government is giving a lot of flexibility. So you're getting extended times to give, your IELTS and your English proficiency tests and your biometrics and stuff. So as a university, we are also being very flexible with students. So if their final documentation is missing or it's still pending, the best thing is to lodge your application with whatever documents you have, and then we can follow up later on. So that's the whole idea. I hope that answers the question.
यहाँ हमारे व्यूवर्स को आप एक चीज और भी क्लियर कर दें कि डॉक्यूमेंट्स क्या रिक्वायरमेंट्स होगी. फॉर एग्जांपल एक स्टूडेंट ने 4 ईयर बैचलर्स किया हुआ है, ठीक है, और वो पोस्ट ग्रेड प्रोग्राम्स के लिए अप्लाई करना चाह रहा है, तो उसको क्या डॉक्यूमेंटेशन रिक्वायर्ड होगी फॉर अपकमिंग इनटेक?
बेसिकली 2-3 किस्म की डॉक्यूमेंटेशन रिक्वायर्ड होती है. सबसे पहली जो चीज़ होती है वो मैं 2 सेकंड या स्टॉप शेयर करती हूँ. सबसे पहले जो चीज़ है उनके एकेडमिक डॉक्यूमेंट्स होते हैं. सो एकेडमिक डॉक्यूमेंट्स मीन्स whatever they've studied in their past. So it starts from their O levels, metric, FSC, A levels, AS levels, till whatever, if they've done a bachelor's, etc. So जो भी उनके updated academic documents होते हैं. Secondly, उनकी English language proficiency requirements होती हैं. उन्होंने IELTS दिया है, PTE दिया है, या TOEFL दिया है, उसके results होते हैं. And uske alawa, they have to submit other documents, like they have to give a copy of their passport, and they have to write a statement of purpose, SOP jisko kehte hain. That SOP is very important. It's kind of like, why do they want to study in Australia? Unki motivation statement hoti hai. Why do they want to study at Macquarie University? What are their plans after they graduate? There's a few things. It's like a short essay that they write. So wo bhi ek requirement hoti hai. तो इस तरह की चीज़ें होती हैं. एंड देन वी डोंट रिक्वायर थिंग्स लाइक सैट, GREs, GMAT. ये एक्स्ट्रा एग्जाम्स की ज़रूरत नहीं है. व्हाटएवर यू हैव डन यू कैन do that. Now I'll jump into the entry requirements because I think that would shed a lot of light on what actually gets you an admission. So here we go. All right. So this is a quick table of the entry requirements. Now, अगर कोई masters करना आना चाहता है, so the minimum GPA, they have to have a bachelor degree of 4 years from a recognized institute or university in Pakistan, and have a minimum GPA of 2.5 out of 4. So they can apply for our 2 years masters. If they want to apply for a double degree or a single 1-year master, they have to have at least 3.0 CGPA. So those kinds of programs are offered to someone who has a more academic standing. For bachelors, we give direct entry for students who have either an A levels Cambridge background or IB background. So, we have our own system of finding out the score, their academic score. Basically, between 7 to 14 points होने चाहिए उनके on a minimum 3 subjects. So, to give my audience an idea, for the majority of engineering, business, and IT programs, all you need are 8 to 9 points, which are minimum 2 C's and a D or 3 C's. So it's very easy to get into these kinds of programs. But of course, with medicine, law, actuarial studies, there are programs with the higher requirements. Again, just talk to your counselor at HR Consultants. They would guide you कि आपके कितने points बनते हैं. IB में you have to have between 24 to 36 points depending on what program you're going for. So ये direct bachelor's or master's की मैं बात कर रही हूँ. Then pathway programs. So जो student,
मैं आपको इंटरप्ट कर रहा हूँ, मुझे काइंडली ये बताइएगा, जो 2.5 CGP आपने रिक्वायरमेंट बताई है मास्टर्स में जाने की और 3 बताई है आपने डबल डिग्रीज में जाने की, तो इनकी आप लोग ये मैक्वेरी यूनिवर्सिटी परसेंटेज इक्विवेलेंस भी देखती है या सिर्फ सीजीपीए मैटर्स करता है? बस सीजीपीए 2.5 अगर आ गया तो परसेंटेज जो मर्जी हो उसको एडमिशन मिल जाता है. व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
2.5 अभी हमने एज अ बेस रख दिया है. प्रीवियसली इट वाज 2. हम देखते हैं परसेंटेज, इट्स लाइक 60% मार्क्स बनते हैं जहाँ पे यूनिवर्सिटी का C बनता है बेसिकली, C या C+. हर यूनिवर्सिटी के रैंकिंग सिस्टम थोड़ी डिफरेंट होती है, सो उसके हिसाब से हम देखते हैं. बट बेसिकली 2.5 ज्यादातर यूनिवर्सिटीज CGPA पे करती हैं, बट वी डू हैव आवर ओन परसेंटेज सिस्टम. सो 60% पे मेजॉरिटी आपके एडमिशंस हो जाते हैं. So that's the percentage kind of marks, but we have equivalents of all sorts of universities. So कभी-कभी ऐसे भी होता है जिस तरह ट्रांसफर के लिए आते हैं स्टूडेंट्स, so उनको भी मिनिमम 60% चाहिए होते हैं इस तरह से. But that's for bachelors of course. So इस तरह से होता है. GPA percentage हम दोनों देखते हैं. We have a system to assess them for both, right? Now, diploma programs are for, students who are coming from the FSC background. So basically, I think मेरी light थोड़ी सी कम हो गया. Let me just adjust that one. Let me adjust it very quickly because, yeah. Okay. So diploma जो है, that is diploma program is for students who are coming from the FSC background. जैसे मैंने बताया, हमारे पास IT, engineering, business, arts stream के diplomas मौजूद हैं. So students need to have at least 60% marks in their FSC to come through a diploma route. So diploma में क्या होता है? First year they do the diploma, and they are transferred to second year of their chosen bachelor program. So it's a great route. But then we also have foundation studies. So foundation studies are for those who do not meet the direct entry requirements. Again, अगर आपके 55% marks हैं FSC में, तो आप intensive के through आ सकते हैं. Another great thing is कि अगर AS level का student होता है, so it's somebody who doesn't want to necessarily do an A levels, they can also come through the intensive pathway. So intensive is just 4 months they have to study, and उसके बाद they go into year 1 of their bachelor degree program, and they need 6 points in the AS level on a minimum 3 subjects. A levels भी अगर उन्होंने किया है और उनके पॉइंट्स कम बनते हैं, सिर्फ 4 पॉइंट्स में आप इंटेंसिव लीडिंग टू बैचलर भी कर सकते हैं. उसके अलावा we also have a standard foundation program.
अच्छा, अगर इंटरमीडिएट में किसी
जी, हेलो
मिस रमला, सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट यू, अगर इंटरमीडिएट में किसी स्टूडेंट के लेस देन 55% मार्क्स हैं तो वो क्या स्टैंडर्ड फाउंडेशन रूट से जाएगा?
उसका स्टैंडर्ड फाउंडेशन इज बेसिकली आफ्टर ईयर 11. हम इंटेंसिव या डिप्लोमा 55 से कम पे हम यूजुअली नहीं लेते स्टूडेंट्स को. सो यू हैव टू हैव अ मिनिमम 55%. सो स्टैंडर्ड फाउंडेशन भी एज सच इंटरमीडिएट के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए हम कम देखते हैं. इट्स मोस्टली फॉर स्टूडेंट्स हु हैव कंप्लीटेड O levels. They need to have 5 C's in their O levels, या फिर अगर उन्होंने year 11 IB complete किया हो, तो they can come through standard foundation, which is 1 year. FSC part 1 के बाद भी वो अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, but 55% से कम नहीं होता naturally. Okay.
5.
Okay. मेरी slides move कर रही हैं?
नहीं अभी नहीं कर रही.
Okay, let me restart my. Okay. Sorry, मैं फिर से share करती हूँ screen. Okay. So now let's go into English language requirements. For direct masters and bachelors, you guys need 6.5 overall, no band less than 6. This is also true for PhD, most of the PhD areas. जो भी students diploma leading to bachelors में आ रहे हैं, they need overall 6 bands in IELTS, no band less than 5.5. And whoever's coming for the foundation programs, they need 5.5 bands, no band less than 5. Again, all of these requirements are mentioned online as well. And you can discuss with your counselor at, your counselors at HR consultants. Now, expenses is the most commonly asked question from students. Obviously, you would like to know what is the actual true expense. जो कि आता है studying in Australia, studying at Macquarie University. So सबसे पहली बात is the tuition fee. So on average for our master's and bachelor programs, we have about 37 to 38,000 per year. This is Australian dollars. For diploma, it's around $31,000. Foundation, its total 1 year is $25,500, and then intensive is for that 4 months is $16,800. Now, this is a majority of the courses. Sorry, 1 second. It's a majority of the courses that we have. But there's a living expense as well, which is around $21,000 per year. But great news is in Australia, students can actually they can actually work 40 hours a fortnight and unlimited hours during their holidays to cover their living expenses.
मिस रमला यहाँ पर एक क्वेश्चन है. जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो ये जानना चाहते हैं कि जाते हुए स्टूडेंट्स की इंक्वायरी होती है कि फॉर एग्जांपल मास्टर प्रोग्राम के लिए स्टूडेंट जाना चाह रहा है तो उसको जाते हुए कितनी ट्यूशन फी पे करनी पड़ती है? 50%, 40%, 60% या सारी फीस पे करनी पड़ती है? यहाँ से जाते
It's usually 50%. So basically, जो bachelor masters में there's a semester system. So it's 2 semesters in a year. उनको अपनी first semester की करनी होती है.
फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर.
Sorry. Sorry about that. So और जिस तरह से हमारी नवंबर इनटेक है उसके लिए स्पेसिफिकली 2 यूनिट्स की आपको फी पे करनी होती है. सो इट्स काइंड ऑफ लाइक 25% ऑफ द एनुअल फी. बट फॉर म्यूएक जो म्यूएक के प्रोग्राम्स हैं उसकी फी इज 4 यूनिट्स की फी. सो मतलब डिफरेंट प्रोग्राम के लिए डिफरेंट है, बट 2 यूनिट्स की फी है फॉर दिस नवंबर इनटेक. सो जस्ट 25% ऑफ द एनुअल वन. If you're paying a normal commencement fee for like February intake, that would be kind of like 50% of that annual fee. So वो आपको ज़्यादा clarity आती है students को once they have their offer letters in hand. Because another great thing is the scholarship. So scholarships कैसे impact करती हैं? So जो Macquarie University है, we are a public sector university, and we have some of the most generous scholarships for Pakistani students. जो हमारी एक scholarship है, it's called the South Asia Scholarship. It is a $10,000 per year scholarship. It's for students जो कि direct bachelor or masters में आ रहे हैं. And it's so basically they can save, if they're a bachelor student, they can save $30,000 to $40,000 in their bachelor programs, or if they're a master's program, they can save up to $20,000 in their master's program. So it's a 25% discount that we're offering, and it is also for students who are coming for the November intake. So it is a very, very generous scholarship. It's the most generous scholarship in Australia right now. So जो commencement sorry जो मैं annual fee आपको पहले बता रही थी $38,000 per year, it's actually around $28,000 after the 25% discount for Pakistani students. So again, application deadlines यहाँ पे mentioned है. So अगर आप November intake के लिए apply करते हैं and you accept your offer by the 25th of November, you would actually secure your scholarship for the whole duration of the program.
अच्छा, ये जो स्कॉलरशिप का आपने पहले सवाल
समला
है,
यहाँ पर कुछ एक क्वेश्चन है मेरा। कुछ स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पर ये भी जानना चाहते हैं कि फर्स्ट ईयर की ट्यूशन फीस पेरेंट्स की तरफ से अरेंज होने के बाद क्या पार्ट टाइम वर्किंग करके बच्चे वहाँ जाके सेकंड और थर्ड ईयर की फीस खुद मैनेज कर सकते हैं या नहीं कर सकते?
ये एक बहुत ही कॉमन मिसकंसेप्शन और क्वेश्चन होता है स्टूडेंट्स का, वेयर दे थिंक कि इन द बिगिनिंग जो भी खर्चा हुआ वो लगा के फिर बाद में दे कैन डू इट themselves. But what I like to tell students is that, you know, whenever you try to earn your own fee, it comes at a cost of something. It comes either at the cost of your studies, यानी कि आपका फोकस इतना ज़्यादा पैसे कमाने पे होता है कि आप अपनी स्टडीज को फुल अटेंशन नहीं दे पाते, या फिर आपकी you know आप ज़्यादा वर्क करेंगे. So as I mentioned before, on a student visa, you're allowed to work 20 hours a week. Remaining hours, you would be in your lectures, you would be doing, you know, your studies. But during vacations, जो कि 4 months होती हैं साल की, उसमें you can actually work full time. So that easily covers you for your living expenses. So living expenses is, you know, your khana pina, aapka rent, aapka travel, everything that you need to survive. But tuition fee ke liye, it's very, very difficult. If you try to do something like that, then it would come at a cost of either your studies, or you would break that condition jo 20 hours ka cap laga hua hai, aap usse zyada exceed karenge, which is not right. So do keep in mind ke you have to discuss it with your family if this is something that they can afford. And to all the students, do keep in mind, after you complete your bachelor degree or your master degree, when you've studied for 2 years in Australia, you get a 2-year post-study work visa. So in that 2 years, you can work full time and you can earn back whatever you've spent. Basically, मैंने शुरू में mention किया था कि Macquarie University is the #1 university for graduate employability. We are giving our students a lot of options to, you know, interact with the industry, work on actual industry projects, and, you know, community experiences, and really like build their employability skills. So आपका future बहुत bright है in the next 2 years when you are full-time studying. So keep in mind that you can always earn back your investment if you come to study in Australia, because we have a great post-study work visa scheme. And another thing, Rehan, I would of course like to point out is when students are actually studying offshore and they're in Pakistan and they're studying online, so they're not incurring any of those living expenses as well. So अगर आप November intake में आते हैं और आपने 1 या 2 units उठाए हुए हैं, सबसे पहली बात वो आपके पोस्ट स्टडी वर्क वीजा की तरफ काउंट होंगे. And then uske baad, of course, you are not spending on your living expenses, you're saving a significant amount of money, and you're saving a significant amount of time as well. Once you would be done in your last semester, you would only need to pick another 2 units, like आपका course load reduce हो जाएगा. Basically it's a semester जिसमें आपने extra पढ़ लिया, तो बाद में आपको उसका फायदा होता है. So it comes as a cost saving as well. I hope that answers the question.
Yes.
Okay, and then obviously to help you with your tuition fee, we have these scholarships. So these scholarships are there so that you guys can save that kind of money. Newark Diploma Foundation Paybe, we have a STEM and Arts scholarship. So it's a $3,000 to $5,000 per year. $3,000 to $5,000 scholarship that you get. So अगर आप diploma route से आ रहे हैं तो आप $25,000 to $35,000 आराम से save कर सकते हैं.
अच्छा मिस्टर
So I guess, yeah.
सॉरी, स्कॉलरशिप से रिलेटेड एक सवाल है कि ये आपकी स्पेसिफिक मैक्वारी यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफर कर रही है स्कॉलरशिप या मेरिट बेस करी, क्योंकि बहुत से फॉर एग्जांपल ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स भी होते हैं जो बैचलर से आ रहे हैं 3 CGPA 2.8 CGPA, लेकिन वो मीट नहीं कर पा रहे थे रिक्वायरमेंट स्कॉलरशिप के लिए, तो क्या उन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए होगी स्कॉलरशिप स्पेसिफिक है या जस्ट मेरिट बेस्ड? ये चीज़ क्लियर कर।
इसकी थैंक यू ताहिर फॉर आस्किंग दैट क्वेश्चन। बेसिकली इस स्कॉलरशिप की जो मेन चीज ये है कि इट इज अ रीजनल स्कॉलरशिप, सो इट्स नॉट necessarily based on academic merit. It is based on entry requirements. So if you meet the entry requirements of your program, then you would also get the scholarship if you apply on time and you accept your offer on time. So it is for early acceptances. हम scholarship पे आपको deadline भी mention करते हैं कि कब तक आपको अपनी scholarship को accept करना होगा. So it is for a student who has a 2.5 GPA as well, or someone who has a 3 GPA or 3.9 GPA. So basically the idea is we understand that students from South Asia, countries like Pakistan, they're always seeking scholarships and they are looking for that kind of like extra, and Australia and Sydney are very expensive. So we are giving them this 25% discount as a regional scholarship. So it is for everyone who meets the entry requirements, and they do not have to apply separately as well. यानी कि ये competitive इस तरह से नहीं है, so they would be awarded the scholarship with their offer letters.
अच्छा, लेट्स सपोज अगर किसी स्टूडेंट का बैचलर्स में 3.7 3.8 सीजीपीए, तो क्या उसको भी $10,000 की ही मिलेगी स्कॉलरशिप या उसको कोई इन एक्सेस मिल सकती है?
So basically, this scholarship cannot be topped off. It is the maximum that we're offering already. It is a very generous amount. If students apply to different universities, they will also find that out. Macquarie University will be giving them the best kind of like scholarship across the board. So, but rarely kabhi aise cases hote hain where students, they are very, very brilliant. So we also have a Vice Chancellor International Scholarship. So we do offer that scholarship on a case-by-case basis to students wherever necessary. And that could be an additional $2,000 or an additional up to $5,000. But that comes in later on. So after आपकी offer letter आ गया है and आप accept करने लगे, you can talk to your counselor at HR Consultants, and they're always in communication with us. If there is academic merit and there are grounds to support your claim to a Vice Chancellor International Scholarship, we would love to award you that little bit of extra to encourage you to accept the offer.
Okay, fine. Carry on.
Or I would also like to talk to students a little bit about the online study mode, because this has been something. एक तो पाकिस्तान में भी अभी जितने भी schools भी हैं, they have also started this online learning and teaching. Like we are coming to you live on Zoom. So इस तरह के बहुत सारे platforms हैं for online learning and teaching that are being used at schools and universities in Pakistan as well. So just to shed light on the students, because I'm sure they must have some questions about whether abhi borders open हुए नहीं हैं, when are they opening, or जब तक borders open नहीं होते तो what are the options that they have. So Macquarie University, when this COVID-19 pandemic hit, and it hit Australia as well, we started online learning and teaching from somewhere end of March this year. So usme all the 95% of teaching and learning was actually transferred to online. So we kind of like moved really fast in this direction because we didn't want our students unki study plans disrupted. And then in July session 2 2020, all the students who are offshore did commence online as well, and they were doing a reduced post load. So we have a range of platforms that we have used, like Zoom and other technologies where we do live lectures for students, and because of this current times, lectures may attendance is not mandatory, but they can always have the recorded lectures for later viewing as well. So students can easily at their own pace complete their study. And उसके बाद tutorials जो होते हैं जो कि small classes होती हैं उसमें we've been arranging the tutorials in the afternoon session. So for countries like South Asia, for Pakistan, students के लिए timing बहुत अच्छी रही है, and we've had no complaints from the students who've commenced online. They've really enjoyed their experience because not just learning and teaching, हमने सब चीजें online transfer कर दी, so they could talk to their mentors, they could arrange sessions with their academics, they can interact with students जो कि different countries में उनके साथ उनके peers थे और जो onshore भी थे, and they had 24/7 support from academics if they needed help. So we offer this very unique service to our online students कि they can log on to, like रात के अगर 12 भी बज रहे हैं, they can log on to their island system, which is the platform that we use, and they would find someone there to help them out if they have a question on their assignment or anything. So we have a very, very strong technology. So once the borders open, I would encourage जितने भी students apply कर रहे हैं, जैसे ही उनको उनका COE मिलता है, वो फौरन अपना visa apply कर दें ताकि उनका visa उनके पास हो, और जैसे ही borders open होते हैं, they can resume, they can come on shore. While they would be in a 2-week quarantine, they would also be up in their live sessions. So basically, कोई disruption नहीं आएगी. So from coming from Pakistan back on shore, it would be very, very seamless. So that's something that I wanted to point out as well.
अच्छा मिस रमला, यहाँ पर एक सवाल है मेरा आपसे. मिस रमला, जो पाकिस्तान से जो स्टूडेंट्स जिन्होंने एसोसिएट डिग्री प्रोग्राम किया होता है, एडीपी या इवन एचएनडी भी कुछ स्टूडेंट्स ने किया होता है, या 2 इयर्स वाला बीकॉम बीएससी किए होते हैं, उन लोगों के लिए क्या ऑप्शन है आपके पास? क्या आप लोग उनको सेकंड ईयर एंट्री या टॉप अप ईयर एंट्री दे सकते हैं?
Basically, the idea is that once you submit your documents with your application, we can give you the best assessment whether you qualify for direct entry or diploma leading to bachelor. Because there are some programs that we would accept. So just like आप कह रहे हैं, associate degrees, जिस तरह DAE होता है,
वो चीज एक समथिंग, मैं आपको बताऊं, वो एक डिफरेंट है. DAE इज इक्विवेलेंट टू इंटरमीडिएट.
2 years का BCom and
मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ, बीकॉम, एचएनडी और एडीपी 2 इयर्स का, ये जैसे यूसीपी भी करवा रही है, सुपीरियर पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी भी करवा रही है, इस तरह के कुछ स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं, क्या वो बैचलर्स के सेकंड ईयर में एंट्री ले सकते हैं?
So BCom usually we don't accept. हम कहते हैं आप MCom भी करें, फिर आपकी qualification would be equivalent to a bachelor's. But there have been cases where we have accepted them as internal transfer students. So they have gotten 1 year off. H&D के भी students आते हैं, and depending on उन्होंने किस जगह से किया है, उनके क्या उन्होंने सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़े हैं, उसके बेसिस पे we do a recognition of prior learning की assessment, which is an RPL. So they can get a year off in their bachelor's and come in the second year of their bachelor's, but it totally depends on where they've done and what they've studied. So कभी ऐसे भी होता है कि H&D के बाद भी they have to come through diploma route. So different scenarios होते हैं, we judge them on a case by case basis. जहाँ पे भी students recognition of prior learning लेना चाहते हैं, तो it is assessed after we have access to their whole documents. So anything is possible. आप अपनी सबमिट कराएं, और BCom और उन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए भी मैं कहूँगी कि जिस तरह internal transfer होते हैं, students can also transfer after completing 1 year of their bachelor's or maximum 2 years of their bachelor's in Pakistan. If they have a 2.0 minimum GPA, they can always transfer in.
अच्छा, एक चीज और मुझे बताइएगा कि अगर लेट्स सपोज कोई डुअल नेशनल स्टूडेंट है, लाइक कैनेडियन नेशनल स्टूडेंट है, वो क्या उसको ये 10,000 की कंट्री स्पेसिफिक स्कॉलरशिप उस पर अप्लाई होगी?
जी, तो on your Pakistani passport, you get that. So obviously, when you're submitting your application, you would submit your Pakistani passport. Domestic students का different होता है. If it's an Australian student, so उनका different है. They are treated as domestic and not international students. But if you have a nationality of any country other than Australia and you have a dual nationality, so you do have a Pakistani passport, आप उसका definitely advantage ले सकते हैं और आप अपनी 10K scholarship ले सकते हैं.
जी
Okay,
अच्छा
fine.
मिस रमला एक चीज़ बताइएगा जो वेब इनटेक आ रही है नेक्स्ट वेब इनटेक जो कमिंग इनटेक है उसमें जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो फेस टू फेस ज्वाइन करें क्लासेस या क्या ऑनलाइन क्लासेस होंगी ये भी स्टूडेंट्स की तरफ से एक सवाल है कि क्या वो फेस टू फेस ज्वाइन करेंगे ऑस्ट्रेलिया में जाकर स्टडी करेंगे या फिर ऑनलाइन ही क्लासेस होंगी फैब इनटेक के लिए सवाल है ये
देखिए मैंने शुरू में बताया कि ऑस्ट्रेलियन गवर्नमेंट इज वर्किंग hard and all the universities are working with the Australian government to try to bring our international students back on shore. अब इसमें मैं किसी को कोई गारंटी टाइमलाइन नहीं दे सकती कि
गुड न्यूज़ कोई आने ही वाली है अच्छी ऐसा
गुड
ही
न्यूज़
है
आने वाली है. बेसिकली जो सबसे पहले इट्स अ फेज्ड अप्रोच, तो सबसे पहले पायलट प्रोग्राम है ऑस्ट्रेलिया का. So it's starting with South Australia, and they are going to very soon bring 300 students back on shore, and that would happen sometime early next year. उसके बाद bit by bit different states अपने borders open करेंगी, different universities अपने students bit by bit लेकर आएंगी. So it is a phased project. उसमें न्यू साउथ वेल्स, सिडनी, Macquarie University, हमारे students कब आना शुरू होते हैं, I can't guarantee anything, but the idea is कि early next year ये transition start होना शुरू हो जाएगा. दूसरी बात जो important है कि obviously there are so many students who are stranded, existing students who went overseas. They went to China, they came back to Pakistan, they went to India to meet their families, and they were, in the 4th semester, 5th semester, 8th semester, but they were not able to come back in. So priority lies with them कि first they would come, फिर new commencing students. So इस पूरे ट्रांजिशन में जैसे जैसे स्टूडेंट्स जाएंगे टाइम तो लगेगा. सो अभी एक स्टूडेंट को ये गारंटी देना कि फरवरी में आप onshore होगे, that is not possible. They should follow DHA की website for the latest updates on what's happening. But while they are offshore in Pakistan, the universities are doing everything they can कि उनकी study में disruption ना आए. So they would be online and blended learning. So visa they can apply straight away. जैसे ही उनको उनका confirmation of enrollment मिलता है, they can apply their COE, they can apply for their visa, they can get their visa, वो सब कर ले, and then we would give them their transcript as well. Visa filing के time पे they will get full credits for their online study. That was going to help them in visa lodgements. Once they have their visa, they can come on shore. जैसे ही borders open होते हैं, अब वो कब होता है for each university, each student, it would be different. But while this is happening, they would still be enrolled online. And once they can study face to face, they're more than welcome to, because हमारे campus में normal classes चल रही हैं, and students are also joining from offshore via online. But we have social distancing measures in place, we have hygiene measures in place. जितने भी tutorials and they're happening in big large lecture theaters जहाँ normally lectures होते हैं, but वहाँ tutorials हो रहे हैं to make sure that everyone has that kind of physical distance from one another. So as soon as they can, they would be entertained there. But yeah, it's going to be a blended approach till we bring all our students back on shore.
जी ठीक हो गया. जी रेहान साहब आपको कोई सवाल है?
नहीं, Tahir साहब नहीं. I have asked my own questions. Thank you so much, Ms. Ramla, and thank you so much, Mr. Tahir.
थैंक यू सो मच मिस रमला. आपने बहुत ज़बरदस्त हमारा आज का बहुत ही एक इंटरेक्टिव सेशन रहा है. डेफिनेटली जो हमारे जो व्यूअर्स हैं जो स्पेशली मैक्वारी यूनिवर्सिटी में जाना चाह रहे हैं और उनको बहुत सी जो चीज़ें आज न्यू अपडेट्स मिली हैं, जिस तरीके से नवंबर इनटेक जो है वो मैक्वारी यूनिवर्सिटी ऑनलाइन क्लासेस करी, ये एक बहुत ज़बरदस्त न्यूज़ है स्टूडेंट्स के लिए. उसके अलावा आइल्स की ईच एंड एवरीथिंग इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड की गई है. तो मैं अपने यहाँ पर व्यूअर्स से भी कहना चाहूँगा कि वो स्टूडेंट्स जो मैक्वारी यूनिवर्सिटी में अप्लाई करना चाह रहे हैं वो फ़ौरन से स्पेशली सबसे पहले जो इस्लामाबाद या रावलपिंडी से बिलोंग करते हैं वो मिस्टर रेहान से मिल सकते हैं जाकर. हमारे इस्लामाबाद ऑफिस में मिस्टर रेहान का नंबर है 032257574007. या मिस्टर रेहान को फ़ौरन से अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स व्हाट्सएप कीजिए। मैक्वारी यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए मिस्टर रेहान आपके डॉक्यूमेंट्स के एनालिसिस करेंगे, उसके अकॉर्डिंगली इंशाल्लाह आपकी ऑन स्पॉट एप्लीकेशन प्लेस करें, क्योंकि नवंबर इनटेक आ रही है। एक बहुत ही अच्छी न्यूज़ है नवंबर इनटेक के लिए उन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए जो बहुत ज़्यादा कंफ्यूज थे। आई होप कि बहुत से व्यूवर्स की आज बहुत सी कंफ्यूजन्स क्लियर हो गई होंगी रिलेटेड स्कॉलरशिप्स, रिलेटेड आइल, रिलेटेड जो भी आपकी सीजीपीए वाइज था वो मिस रमला ने जो आपकी जो इनको क्यूरीज को क्लियर किया है, तो फ़ौरन से अप्लाई कीजिए, अपना टाइम वेस्ट मत कीजिए। ऑलरेडी अगर आप अपना टाइम वेस्ट कर चुके हैं तो अपने टाइम को वेस्ट मत कीजिए। नवंबर इनटेक के लिए फ़ौरन से अप्लाई कीजिए, अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स को व्हाट्सएप कीजिए। इसके अलावा ओवरऑल पाकिस्तान से कहीं से भी स्टेशन है, हमारे ओवरऑल पाकिस्तान में ऑफिस है, लाहौर, इस्लामाबाद, रावलपिंडी, फैसलाबाद, मुल्तान, पेशावर, कराची में हमारे तमाम ऑफिसेज हैं। स्टूडेंट्स विजिट कर सकते हैं, लेकिन अपने एजुकेशनल डॉक्यूमेंट्स लेकर जाना मत भूलिए। एजुकेशनल डॉक्यूमेंट्स लेकर जाने का पर्पस ये होता है कि हमारे जो एडमिशन ऑफिसर है वो आपके डॉक्यूमेंट्स देखेंगे, उसी टाइम ऑन स्पॉट आपकी एप्लीकेशन लेंगे और आपको जो भी अच्छी ऑप्शन होगी वो आपको प्रोवाइड करेंगे। तो आज का मैं सेशन अपना ख़त्म करने से पहले मिस रमला स्पेशली थैंक्स टू यू कि आपने अपना टाइम निकाला और हमारे व्यूवर्स के लिए टाइम निकाला। स्पेशली थैंक यू सो मच। और मिस्टर रेहान थैंक यू सो मच। तो जाने से पहले मिस्टर रमला आप हमारे व्यूअर्स को कोई लास्ट मैसेज देना चाहेंगी?
Thank you so much, first of all, Tahir and Rehan, for being with me in this session, having me here. Thank you to all of the students who have tuned in and who have listened. Again, मैं यही message देना चाहूँगी कि Asia Consultants are our official representatives in Pakistan, and they are the most experienced, and they can give you end-to-end service. So, आप अगर interested हैं to apply for this November or even February 2021 intakes, admissions are now open. We are giving you great generous scholarships. So please drop by to one of your offices of HR consultants that is nearby with your documents for the best advice on the programs, courses, entry requirements, and feel free to contact them and also myself through them. And I would love to talk to all of you guys with your individual cases. And it was great to have this chat today, and best of luck with all of your plans for studying in Australia and Sydney, and particularly at Macquarie University. Thank you so much.
थैंक यू सो मच। जी रेहान साहब, आप अपना लास्ट मैसेज क्या देना चाहेंगे?
बस मैं स्टूडेंट्स को मैं मैसेज देना चाहता हूँ कि स्टूडेंट्स बिल्कुल इस चीज़ से खौफजदा मत होकर घर पे मत बैठें, वो अप्लाई करें, ऑफर लेटर्स के लिए डॉक्यूमेंट्स लेकर ऑफिस में आए, और वीज़ास भी अब तो ओपन हो गए हैं, वीज़ास इंशाल्लाह लग भी रहे हैं, और जो ही ट्रैवलिंग ओपन होगी, वीज़ा ऑलरेडी स्टूडेंट्स के पास होगा, वो ट्रैवल कर सकते हैं। तो डोंट वेस्ट द टाइम, एज सून एज पॉसिबल वो ऑफिस आकर मेरे पास अप्लाई करें, और स्कॉलरशिप भी फिर फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व बेसिस पर हैं, ताकि हम बिफोर द डेडलाइन करेक्ट टाइम पर हम एप्लीकेशन प्लेस करें और ऑफर लेटर हम अपना जनरेट करवाएं।
थैंक यू सो मच। मैं अपने व्यूवर्स का भी स्पेशल थैंक्स करना चाहूँगा जिन स्टूडेंट्स ने इंक्वायरी प्लेस की, जो अप्लाई करना चाहते हैं। तो मैं एक बार फिर से अपने व्यूवर्स को कहना चाहूँगा, अपना टाइम वेस्ट किए बगैर फ़ौरन से अप्लाई कीजिए, क्योंकि बहुत शॉर्ट टाइम है। इनको अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स व्हाट्सएप कीजिए मिस्टर रेहान को, या फिर इसके अलावा ओवरऑल आप किसी ऐसे स्टेशन से हैं जहाँ से आप विजिट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं हमारे ऑफिस में, तो उनको भी HR कंसल्टेंट्स प्रॉपर फैसिलिटेट कर रहा है। स्काइप पे आप हमसे मीटिंग कर सकते हैं, हम आपका ऑनलाइन केस जो है वो प्रोसेस करेंगे। आप व्हाट्सएप वीडियो पर आ सकते हैं, हम आपका ऑनलाइन केस प्रोसेस करेंगे। तो ये बहुत एक अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी है। इसके लिए भी आप कॉल कर सकते हैं 034647474043 पर। आपका एक मीटिंग अरेंज करवाई जाएगी, उसके अकॉर्डिंगली आपका इंशाल्लाह ऑनलाइन केस भी प्रोसेस किया जाएगा। तो आज का मैं अपना सेशन यहीं पर एंड करना चाहूँगा। अपने तमाम व्यूवर्स को यही कहना चाहूँगा, थैंक यू सो मच, अपना ख्याल रखिएगा, एंड वंस अगेन थैंक यू सो मच टू बोथ ऑफ यू। अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।
थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you so much. Bye.